Hey, sports enthusiasts! Welcome back to Sports Science Updates, your ultimate source for cutting edge insights into the world of sports science and rehabilitation. Today, we're delving deep into the intriguing world of women's football injuries. But before we get started, make sure you're subscribed and have that notification bell ringing so you never miss out on the latest and greatest sports content. All right, let's kick things off with a mind blowing statistic. Did you know nearly 1.4 million women were registered football players in Europe in 2017? And out of them, around 3,600 were professional or semi-professional. That's a lot of talent on the field. However, as several recent reviews have pointed out, injuries in women's football have been a bit of a black hole in research. But fear not, because today's study will shed some light on this understudied area. So, what do we already know about women's football injuries? According to recent reviews, the investigations have been scarce, and 2 reviews reported very similar injury incidences for women's elite football as in men's elite football, specifically 5.6 to 5.7 injuries per 1,000 hours in total, 3.2 to 3.3 in training, and 19.1 to 19.5 in matches. Most injuries were located at the knee, thigh, and ankle, with joint ligament injuries, muscle injuries, and contusions, hematomas, being the most frequent types. But here's the kicker. Despite several studies on elite women's club teams, no previous study has included teams from the highest competitive club level in different European countries, as has been routine for the past 2 decades in men's football. That's where this study comes in. Over 4 consecutive seasons, from 2018-2019 to 2021-2022, researchers studied 596 players from 15 elite women's teams in Europe, totaling 44 team seasons. The medical staff diligently recorded individual player exposure and time loss injuries, calculating injury incidence and burden. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the results. Brace yourselves for this staggering number. 1,527 injuries were recorded in 463 players, with an overall injury incidence of 6.7 injuries per 1,000 hours. But here's the kicker, a nearly 4-fold higher incidence during match play compared with training, 18.4 versus 4.8. Thigh muscle injuries, particularly hamstrings and quadriceps, took the lead as the most frequent injuries. And let's not forget about the notorious ACL injury, with the highest injury burden, 38 days lost per 1,000 hours, and a median of 292 days lost. Concussions made their mark too, constituting 3% of all injuries, with more than half due to ball-related impact. But wait, there's more. The study's most crucial finding was that a typical 23-player squad could expect a whopping 35 time-loss injuries per season, with a nearly 4-fold higher incidence and a 5-fold higher burden during match play compared with training. It's a whole new perspective on the challenges these athletes face. Let's talk about match injuries. The incidence and burden were significantly higher compared with training, particularly for hamstring and quadriceps muscle injuries, ACL injuries, and concussions. Surprisingly, no difference was found between national team matches and club team matches. Hamstring muscle injuries took the spotlight as the most frequent, challenging previous beliefs that ankle and knee injuries were the main culprits. Is this a sign of a shift in playing intensity over time, mirroring trends in men's professional football? The ACL injury revelation was striking, identical frequency to a past study, but with a longer recovery time. The study suggests a cautious approach of better safe than quick for ACL reconstructed players, emphasizing a minimum time of 9 months before returning to play. Now, let's address concussions. The study indicates that a women's elite team can expect 1 concussion every season on average, double the rate reported for male professional players. The discussion around ball size, inflation pressure, and mass in women's football might need revisiting, especially with more than half of the concussions being ball-related. So, what are the implications for research, practice, and policy? This study extends the knowledge and understanding of injury epidemiology among women's elite football players, emphasizing the need for preventive measures for frequent injuries like thigh muscle injuries and those with high injury burden like ACL injury and concussions. In conclusion, this study opens up a new chapter in understanding the challenges women's elite football players face, and this is just the beginning of unraveling the complexities of injuries in women's football. What are your thoughts on these groundbreaking findings? Drop your comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your fellow sports enthusiasts, and stay tuned for more riveting insights right here on Sports Science Updates.